Hello, and welcome to the first in a series of Workload Wisdom demo tutorials. Workload Wisdom is designed to help customers solve critical problems methodically across all Tier 1 storage technologies. It can ingest production workload data from storage arrays, analyze the statistics, and visually show the workload characteristics in an easy-to-understand dashboard. In this demo, we will demonstrate each of these key steps of the methodology. First, I'm going to use the Workload Data Importer feature to import the production workload CSV file. What I'm doing is loading raw data that I retrieved directly from the storage platform in production. I'm then selecting the analysis policy and workload type generated. At this point, Workload Wisdom will automatically parse the information that is being uploaded in the CSV file and crunch numbers to present a visual dashboard that shows the characteristics of the production workload data. Once the analysis completes, an easy-to-understand visual dashboard is shown, allowing the users to understand exactly what the production workload DNA looks like. This chart shows the latency performance over time, and this chart shows the throughput performance over time. The data is broken down into read operations, write operations, as well as other important metadata operations. This section shows a summarized view represented from a different dimension, giving users a more complete picture of what the overall workload looks like throughout the entire production workload data payload. Here we can see that this particular application mostly writes with a 1.44% in reads. In terms of the block sizes, you can see the vast majority of this is at 64K. In addition to reads and writes, you have a lot of metadata operations. It is extremely important to understand exactly what these operations are and how they impact the workload behavior. This tab shows the workload components. In all production workloads, you don't just have one application running, you have multiple applications running. Each of these applications can have different characteristics, different block sizes, different read-write mixes, different metadata operations, and so on. It's extremely important to understand what the individual application workload characteristics are, not a simple average of all the different applications. Workload Wisdom shows that in this particular production workload data import, you have a set of workloads that generated 71 IOPS with an average block size of 30 kilobytes across 6 different file system shares. Next, you want to create a workload model out of this production workload data. All you have to do is click on a single button that says Create Workload. Workload Wisdom will automatically take the data and create a representative workload with each of these different characteristics. Not a summary of it, but a clustered composite workload model that contains different individual workload components that will be run in parallel. Once a composite workload is created, the test environment is ready. Visually, you can see each workload in file system share to conduct your scenarios with. You will have different individual workload characteristics and profiles to use for comprehensive testing. This is the resulting composite workload model that's created for the production workload data. As you can see, each of these can carry slightly different workload characteristics based on what is being observed in your own production network. Workload Wisdom can also create a summarized workload model as opposed to the composite workload model from the same production workload data. To do so, click on the button here that says Create Temporal Workload. This will create one summary workload based on the same production workload data. This is the workload model that was just created from production workload data. As you can see here, the load realistically models the actual load that was observed in production. Once the production workload model is created, select the test that you have deployed in your lab environment and start running the test. As the test runs, it collects data points about the test every single second. You can see a rich set of per-command statistics here. You can also see a set of intuitive KPIs, or Key Performance Indicator charts, in real time. This is how your production workload data will perform in the system under test that you are evaluating. This is a completed test run of the production workload data when performed on the system under evaluation. At this point, WorkloadWisdom has automatically run through 7 different workload tests. Each test run includes a scaled version of production workload data. This allows you to understand the limits of your storage investments. The last step is to create a report that collects all the test runs, plots results, and puts them in a single document to easily share and understand exactly how far you can sweat the system under evaluation. Once you have completed building the report, you can begin to easily understand the performance capacity of the system under evaluation for projected growth based on current application workloads in production. What this report shows is that the system under evaluation can handle a 10 times window of growth in increasing IOPS and throughput without impact to latency. The results? Your investment in your current storage or new vendor evaluation will scale to the demands of your growing business. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit www.virtualinstruments.com.